So Darric,
Yes.
welcome to the UNESCO World Heritage Site.
This is beautiful. You know, as we walk the walls of Dubrovnik, I'm witnessing just some dazzling views.
Yeah, it took you 2 years.
2 years to get here. You know, it was a thing called what was that thing? COVID. Yeah, it kind of happened. It's a little
There
bit.
was a guy called COVID.
This guy got COVID.
Yeah. 7 days.
Exactly.
But, yeah, Ivan, I will be there on Monday. Tell me which year.
And 2 weeks later, yeah, you know, the weather's not too good. I'll be there soon.
COVID is not too good. That's not funny.
Come in October. No, cruise ships don't come in October.
But now it's great.
Beautiful weather.
can
I mean,
walls.
exactly. I mean, the architecture here is amazing. It really is. You know, the red rooftops, the beautiful ocean, everything.
Are you ready for the start?
Oh yes, let's go.
To go up?
Just don't fall over. Climbing the steps, sir. I work out, Ivan, but it's just for looks.
Yeah. Not to breathe.
Not to breathe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
This is tough.
I think this is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, it's Easter weekend.
Yeah, I should let you on your own to walk the walls.
Yeah, he's gonna go back downstairs.
You know, like I'm Croatian, don't bother me, you know, walking around the walls.
So is this part of the 260 steps?
This is 1,100, 260 stairs to the St. Lawrence Fortress. Be prepared for it.
So are we doing both?
Of course. Yeah, if my mother can do it,
Oh, now I feel bad.
you have to feel bad. It's worth whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean, the turquoise water is very calm today. He's by himself. He's a solo traveler.
That's like a main activity, you know, doing sea kayaking.
Yeah. So here walking the walls of Dubrovnik, and we have a pretty kitty cat on the wall, just chilling. It's a beautiful day. If you look, you see the turquoise water. It's calm, the island straight ahead. And this, of course, is 1,000 steps, not 260 steps. So quarantine, now that I'm out.
How was your time?
My time was very quiet.
For a month?
For a month. But I didn't have to do the entire, is it 30 days or 40 days? It used to be.
It used to be 30 days.
Okay.
And then it started to be the 40 days after there were more nasty diseases going on.
And it started with the plague.
It started with the plague, then leprosy, typhoid, cholera, and some other nasty ones.
Yeah.
Not COVID.
Yeah,
COVID
okay.
was, 2 weeks isolation.
2 weeks, yeah.
That's easy for
But
us.
2 weeks ended up being 2 years.
Yeah. And to do 2 years, and now that quarantine is like a bit like a museum,
Right?
and also as an amazing place. As a museum of Dubrovnik, it tells you the story, what people learned from history
Right?
600 years ago,
Right.
which is fantastic because people never learn from history.
No, we repeat history over and over again.
Yeah, it has to happen to you, and you said like, oh, but that happened already. Like, yeah.
And we're doing the
always
same thing over and over again.
So we've been lucky because it was not that nasty
Right.
as a COVID. So, but at that time was pretty crazy. Imagine yourself being stuck there for a month.
Yeah.
It's a pretty long period. Yeah.
Yeah. So, one more time, quarantine homes.
Quarantine
Not my home.
as a party place.
As a
or as the ancient place.
No, not the ancient place, the party place. I know about the ancient place, but now the party place when it comes down to quarantine.
The quarantine after the war became a huge party place in the 90s, throughout the 90s. There are still some things going on, like techno parties, but not in that much as it was in the 90s, that it was, demolished by the party people raving around.
The 90s was great.
90s were great because there was not so much money from tourism,
Yeah.
and people had more party because they don't have to wake up in the morning and go to work.
True.
Like, oh, there's no tourists. Okay, let's go on rave. Oh,
Rave party.
Rave
party in
party.
92.
yeah, 92, like love parade, rave parties, lots of the things was going on.
So we're heading up to the top part of the forest, right?
Finally,
Finally.
we did the half, a bit more than a half. So the walls are 2 kilometers long.
Okay.
So we will do it all.
So this is technically around 200, 300 steps from this point,
Yeah.
give or take.
I'm not going to count.
Okay, good. Neither am I.
So, but the views are getting better and better because we'll be climbing all the way up. So, for the sunset views.
Okay, I need to get to the flag.
Yeah, you will get to the
Okay. So, top of the world here, and the walls of Dubrovnik. This view, the architecture, the dazzling rooftops, to say the least, when it comes down to Croatia, Dubrovnik. So we're taking a speedboat ride with Lucia here in Dubrovnik, his personal boat around Dubrovnik and Croatia and the islands. Some great scenery, some great views with the Travel Hunk.
But you can make me dance, babe, like no other I have found. Rolling through the hills at night, tell me I'm the one. Stage is set with moon and sky, and we are all the stars. You make me, you make me, you make me, you make me, you do make me feel like Hollywood.
Just got off the speedboat, and right now I'm in Lopen Island. I'm gonna hang with the locals, check out the atmosphere, check out the vibe of this particular island. There's many islands when it comes down to Dubrovnik, and this is one of the main islands here. What is it that's so special about this particular place, and the reason why you bring your visitors, tours here?
Yeah, so I mean it's the location and the pricing and the quality, value for money that they get at this place here. It's honestly, and just the fresh ingredients, and the owners are really good people who are, so their level of hospitality is just unmatched. It's very beautiful.
It seems like a very family oriented.
Yes,
as well.
yes, yeah. The owner's son was there, just the guy who brought us the table, yeah, and the wife is there in the kitchen, so it's a family thing. And I mean, the views there, people are always, like, oh my God, we don't want to leave, and so on. You always have that comments, and when they try the food, it's a whole experience rounds up. You know, it's just very beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, both cakes are delicious. This is very sweet, the chocolate carrot orange cake. This is sweet as well, but I'm a chocolate fan, so.
Yeah. Go for it, yeah.
The Red History Museum dates back from 1945 to 1991. Talks about the history of Dubrovnik, of course, during that time period or the last few decades. Walking in right now to witness for myself. This is something special. This is something that I'm honored to be a part of here on the Travel Hunk in Dubrovnik, Croatia. Get one of these. This is classic. It's automatic.
It is automatic.
Wow. So this is Yugoslavia. Before they broke off into 6 countries, as you see here. Each particular country was breaking off, but this was Yugoslavia before that particular time. Anywhere from Croatia, Slovenia, Montenegro. A lot of people don't even know the history when it comes down to that, but this is how every country broke off when it comes down to the demographic.
So this is a typical household, the typical kitchen, and the living room of one Yugoslav family, how it looked in the period of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So still, the old families, the old generations, they want to leave it intact. So sometimes when you go in a modern building and you see this kind of the setup, you're like, oh my God.
They have the same thing for the past 40 years.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
I had one of those. That's a little bit of...
Pumping the muscles.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the muscles there.
This, you know, it was always on.
And then with that, you have the scale to see as far as kilos if you're going to go up or down. Got it.
you know, like sharing the room with a sister.
Right.
And the best thing is you always had like a porn magazines.
Ah, classic. I think, wait a minute, she looks familiar.
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
I think that's Sabrina.
Yeah, Sabrina. Yeah, the classic magazines, porn magazines from the 80s. And the old guy here,
Yeah.
with his own agenda.
Hugh
Hugh Hefner. But why was the museum created? What's the purpose behind the museum?
Is the fact that you, as a tourist, as a visitor of the city or a visitor of Croatia, as well as local people, don't really have any place at all to learn about modern Croatian history.
Right.
In Dubrovnik, everything is centered around the old town, the medieval history, and a bit about the homeland war. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's good because you see the real collection over the decades what people have in their homes as far as museums, of course.
I mean, definitely, it's what most visitors say. It's that they really like that it's a representation of everyday life.
Exactly.
And it's everyday items. You know that most people today they'll go to IKEA and throw their grandparents' stuff away into trash. Yeah?
Exactly.
Not realizing that it's actually history. You know, it can be made into like a historical story, which we made here in the museum.
Nice, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I saw some items I haven't seen since the 80s, from the typewriter to the vinyl to even like the big box TV.
Well, you know, we were surprised, I have to tell you, because we thought that this would be like a trip down memory lane for locals, for ex-Yugoslav states,
Right.
yeah? But we have so many from Western European countries, even from the States, that would like point at stuff and say, hey, we had something like this. No, oh, I remember my mom hitting me with this.
Exactly, exactly.
I remember being the remote when it was black and white TV, you know,
Exactly,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
it takes me back. It takes me back. Yeah, I do appreciate it.
Well,
I
yeah,
appreciate your time.
I'm glad you like
I'm
it.
humbled to be here. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to witness this and go down and learn something about Yugoslavia, and of course, when it comes down to Croatia, Dubrovnik, and all the countries are part of Yugoslavia before it broke off as well. So
yeah, I mean, it does provide like a broader picture
Exactly.
into how Croatia came to be and the events that actually led up to the war in the 1991.
Yeah.
So I think for most visitors, it really is an important thing to see.
Exactly.
You know, so because it gives a broader picture.
exactly. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. St. James Beach is a public beach like all the beaches here in Dubrovnik, Croatia. It's beautiful, calm atmosphere. You see a few tourists here, but with the greenery in the homes here in Dubrovnik, it is a must-see. All the rooms, and you get an idea of how big the hotel still is, even though it's destroyed, and how massive it is. So this was a room with this particular view. Yeah, this was like the balcony of the room, obviously. Inside of a room right now, as we speak, the room with the balcony with the amazing view of all of Dubrovnik, of course. Now, because this was built in 1985, the rooms are made a little small, a little tiny, of course, compared to if this was built in 1995. You know, but yeah, you know, some things just leave you speechless, and this is one place that leave me speechless when it comes down to describing it. All right, so I'm looking at the papers from this particular time period of the people who ordered, of course, dinner.
And they look very American or British by the names and by the last names.
I see, yeah, Alan Johnson, Carrie.
Probably they could afford to stay
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
five-star hotel.
And of course, the operator at that particular time. Just tell the year. Tell the year. But this is the actual paper of people who actually stayed here, ordered food, the operator. And even though this building was destroyed, these papers has been here for years. Beyond words. And it tells how much they paid as well, I think.
Yeah. I don't remember how much was dinar at that time.
Terry Similar, that's my last name. Was I here in 80? Yeah, I could have been here.
Somebody was here.
Wow. Somebody was here. Exactly, it's true. And outdated if it was, yeah.
You see, like there's still people nowadays when they are on the boat, they're like, oh look, that nice hotel, and I'm like, there's nothing in that
There's
hotel.
nothing. Especially when you experience something like this. Yeah. Going into a pub here in Dubrovnik.
I got on the phone and called the girl, said on the phone and called the girl, said na na na. In my high heel shoes and fancy bags, are in my heel shoes and fancy bags, are in na na na. I got on the phone and called the girl, said on the phone and called the girl, said na na na. In my high heel shoes and fancy bags, are in my heel shoes and fancy bags, are in my na na na.
Cheers in Dubrovnik with the Travel Hunk. Oh, another. When you're in Dubrovnik, it doesn't get any better than this. As you see, Croatian beer, VIP style, only in Dubrovnik. Right here, right here. Has a sweet to it. Mint, yeah, mint to it. Yeah.
Yes, you get sick, you know. Like, here you go, the medical.
This is the COVID cure. That's all it is. If you have COVID,
Come to Croatia.
come to Croatia. VIP atmosphere here in Reveling Club. The opening after 2 years in Dubrovnik with yours truly, the Travel Hunk, the rockstar traveling, provided by my friend Ivan here. When you come to Dubrovnik, he's the person to know here in Croatia. Clubs in the world, of course, here in Dubrovnik. We are doing the Travel Hunk and, of course, Ivan. Oh, yeah! Wait a minute! I got one more. music clubs in all of the world. Here, if you see all the crowd, you see the atmosphere. It is opening night here in Dubrovnik. Yours truly. I'm not saying my name, you already know it. Right here! These guys right here! Yeah! These guys right here!
Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast. Ferrari with me in the wave, but in the morning. Do you still want me? Can I be?
Scenes from the next episode with the rock star of travel.
At the top part of Santorini, there's so many history facts when it comes down to this particular place. There was a volcano that erupted before BC. This is the best spot when it comes down to the sunrise and sunset when it comes down to Ia of Santorini. Now, on the other side of me, we have something that's sacred, a church that was destroyed in the 1950s by an earthquake. There's usually 10 to 15,000 people waiting in line to take pictures, videos, just to get that shot. And this shot, as you see,